Good evening and welcome to AZR's first review show of a specific anime. We've done anime specials in the past with different voice actors, but tonight, Darren, myself, and our special guest co-host, Kayci Foxx, are going to be reviewing Problem Children Are Coming from Another World. And for those of you who have not seen this anime, it is an isekai. The characters were OP before getting transported to another world. And we're going to talk a little bit about what we liked, what we hated, different points of views of it. And I hope you enjoy it. Find the little show here interesting enough to check it out. And yeah, we'll get it underway. Darren, why don't you kick things off by telling everybody a little bit about the show? Because I know you are a bigger fan than I am of it.
Yes, basically you have a world that's kind of set up like well, if you think about it, it's sort of set up like SAO was, how you have like an outer city and then an inner city, just different layers around the city, and different people and different creatures live in various areas, and the strength of each individual is more or less kind of determined by the area in which they live. You have three characters that are from Earth in different timelines that have special abilities that are basically summoned to another world to participate in what are called gift games. Basically, there's a certain set of rules they go by. If you really think about it, the way the gift games were set up, it was kind of like a precursor to No Game No Life. Wouldn't you agree to that?
I would agree to that.
Because the rules were laid out in the beginning, and both parties had to agree, and then of course the loser had to pay a penalty, and the rules were absolute.
And everything, you could bet anything you wanted to, including your nation's flag and even your life in some cases.
Your life, your loyalty, everything. And you had to abide by whatever happened. Now, granted, these three characters, they all had their own special abilities prior to being summoned, but once they were summoned to another world, they were basically gifted or revealed their abilities in that world and were able to then therefore improve upon their current abilities. Izuyoi, our main character, has a gift that is unknown, but yet he appears to be stronger than just about everyone that he comes across. Literally, a little bit of a spoiler alert, but how many characters do you know defeat a god in the first episode?
That's what I was laughing about with that episode. Oh my god, he has Bakugo energy. They just say, what are you going to do? I'm going to go fucking drop kick this guy. Just out of nowhere. I'm just going to go drop kick a fucking water god. Do it.
What's the worst you could do? Challenge a god to a gift game when you first figure out how to do a gift game and figure out what kind of world you're in. And then you drop him like it's nothing.
He just said, fuck it, go big.
Go big or go home,
Uh-huh.
Black Rabbit's just like, what the hell? Like, why would you do that?
And then he's like, here's a tree. I want a tree.
It's like, yeah, the tree.
But hey, look, the whole point he got transported to that world, much like the others, they were bored with their current lives. And Black Rabbit, who was the one that summoned them, was looking to add some excitement into their lives, because Izuyoi's first question to her was, is this world fun? That's all he was seeking in life, because in his everyday life, he was bored out of his mind. If he could sell his boredom, he could make a living. That's probably one of the most famous lines in the show.
And he was I didn't care for him too much in the show, really. I just viewed him as kind of a cocky prick, even though he could back it up. I just didn't care too much for him.
Well, maybe the fact that I was a huge versus battles kind of guy early on. That's kind of why I have a bias towards him. His ego is definitely something the kind of off-putting about him, but a character as a whole, the fact that he can talk the talk and walk the walk and then some, and also the perverted duo he makes up with Shirayasha is just priceless.
That was really funny. I'll give you that much.
Oh yeah, Shirayasha was the other character that I got to in the series.
Shirayasha is golden. Not only does she know what she's talking about, kind of like Master Roshi from Dragon Ball, and her perverted antics are quite good, especially toward Black Rabbit. And when her and Izuyoi team up,
yeah,
it's priceless.
When she first got introduced, though, she had that crackhead energy.
She never really loses the crackhead energy. It just kind of changes a little bit as the show goes on. But her and Izuyoi do work well together. I'll definitely say that much.
Did you ever see the OVA for that show, Doug, where they really work good together?
I did not rewatch the OVA just because I wanted to catch up on some other shows last night as well. I watched 6 episodes Thursday and the last 4 last night. And I had like 3 other shows I had to catch up on with episodes that just dropped. And so I didn't actually watch the OVA. But at one point in the show, Izuyoi, he's fighting Black Rabbit, and he's like, they're jumping from rooftop to rooftop, and he's like, God damn it, why can't I see up your skirt? He's angry because he couldn't have his pervertedness, come to the forefront, and it's because Shirayasha put a spell on the skirt that basically shows a little bit, but not too much.
They have a name for that, and I forget what it's called. There's a name for that in Japan, and I forget what it's called.
A tease.
No. There's actually a name for that. Oh my goodness! The fact I can't remember this right now is killing me right now. Absolute. No, I don't remember. But
now, as the storyline continues, past the first episode where Izuyoi is like, I'm just gonna go and kick this, god's ass, water god's ass. They end up sitting down. Asuka and Yo end up sitting down with Jin, the leader of the No Names, to find out what the world is about, why they were summoned there, and they end up meeting this very shady guy. And they did not care too much for what the guy had to offer. It does end up going into a war, or one of the gift games where they have to. But did they have to kill him? I'm trying to remember because it all kind of jumbled together towards the end.
I don't really remember, and I kind of feel bad I didn't have time to rewatch beforehand, considering I do love the series that much. I don't really remember so much the first part of it as I do the latter part of it, particularly the last one.
Yeah, the last battle is fresh in my mind because of just having watched it last night. Now, Kayci, I know that you watched like 3 or 4 episodes of it. Do you remember what we're talking about the basically the dude who took hostages and would kill them instantly.
I don't think I got that far. I can't remember.
That was literally episode 2 and 3.
Was it? Maybe
Yeah.
I just was not paying that much attention.
And because
Yeah, I literally don't remember that.
Because it was basically when they were sitting down with Jin at that little restaurant that had the little cat girl waitress.
Wait.
And the guy walks
that's
up
the guy
and
with like
sits.
the big teeth. He had like sharp teeth.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. No, I remember that guy. Yeah, it was pointy teeth man.
And Asuka used her power to make him talk and tell the truth about everything that he did, to find out more about him and his world or his.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that now.
Now I know you said that your favorite character was Calico Cat.
Yep, Calico Cat ones. Although, what is that? I'm looking at like the characters and stuff that I didn't get to. Who's this character? Riri? Who's that? Said anthropomorphic fox. Who's that?
I don't. Let me see if I can find.
You just watched it.
The fox. Do you remember that?
I'm pretty sure that was toward the end. That was the city they were in. Had something to do with that.
Hold on, let me see if I can find a picture of her. Oh my god, she's cute. Oh wait, that's not the right show. That's a different show. Oh, she's cute. Wait. Oh no, or is that correct?
Send a picture and I'll see if I
Okay,
can remember.
I just got confused because I'm used to seeing the English titles for.
And because there were a lot of cute characters in this show, and okay, it was the little girl who helps out. She's part of the No Name faction, and
Okay,
later on in the show, she's like helping out after the Black Plague and them are have like made a lot of the people in that other nation sick. She was there helping to try to heal people.
Oh, you didn't tell me there's a Fox character in this. Rude.
Well, you didn't get far enough to see her. Rude. Oh, we lost Darren.
Oh
He'll be
no!
back. I was like, Darren, help us out here, and he's not there.
Sorry, you got me, who only watched like 3 episodes.
But yeah, it's she was a cute character. She's one of the kids. Like you said her name, and it's like I don't remember the name of her.
I don't know if that's actually how you pronounce it. I might have pronounced it wrong, but it's like Riri.
Riri, yeah, I think it was Riri.
I know, but
I'm Riri. Yeah.
That doesn't sound right. But she's cute. Oh, I have a soft spot for Fox characters.
So you might have to watch it, especially where she comes more important towards the end of it. And it's only 10 episodes.
Only.
And the story does get better. I mean, if you can sit through 4 seasons of My Hero Academia, you can sit through 10 episodes of this.
You be quiet. You're also talking to the person that sat through every single Dragon Ball episode.
If you can sit through Dragon Ball or Fairy Tail, you can watch 10 episodes.
Fairy Tail I couldn't do.
I barely did 100-something episodes. I was like, good God.
And I'm also the one that's on like episode 300-something of One Piece, so.
And for those of you watching this has been pre-recorded. And so when we do air this live, if you have shows you want us to review in the future and give you our honest opinions, granted, there will be strong language because some of these shows that we watch, we will think are absolute shit.
I like this one.
I like this one. Darren loves this one.
I am the odd one out.
And but yeah, we want to know what the fans out there. We want to know what you guys out there think of our reviews, and give us some shows to check out. We do have a few shows in mind to get things rolling, but we hope you enjoy these review shows. Hoping Darren comes back.
I was gonna say, it's like I do have a bit more to say, so hopefully he comes back.
He just messaged saying coming back.
Oops.
To give Darren a break, he was eating at the time of the recording, so he will be back. And but I know you said you were looking at other characters out there that come in later in the series, including the final bosses that they have to face, which include one of these I think I could see Kayci Foxx cosplaying.
Which character?
And I will send you the picture, and I will say it's not the lolly.
Is it the half-naked one? Not gonna. Who is that? What's her name?
Welcome back, Darren.
Hello.
It was the light.
I think her name was Ratton.
I don't see her on this list of other characters.
Because those were the last three that they had to battle in the series. That was like episodes 8, 9, and 10.
Was it Black Percher? Is that
or
is that somebody different?
I think that's somebody different. I think it was Ratton. I forget. Do you remember what his name was for the final three?
No, not off the top of my head. Because you had the Demon Lord and her two subordinates, and
I'm trying to find the complete list of everybody.
Yeah, apparently I didn't find a complete list. Also, I see it's been English dubbed, but is there a reason the English dub isn't on Crunchyroll?
yes, it's on Crunchyroll.
English dub is not. English dub is only on
Funimation.
No, it was licensed by Sentai.
That's right. I forgot.
Maybe it'll be on High Dive. I'm not sure. Yeah, Ratton is the name of the girl. Wesser was the guy. And then Pest was the little lolly girl, the demon lord.
Pest, and then the one I was talking about that you missed out on was Leticia.
Yeah, Leticia was the vampire girl.
And the English dub of Problem Children is not on High Dive. So apparently they just don't want you to have the English dub.
I'm pretty sure my DVD is English dub.
Well, I mean, it's been English dub, but it's not on any streaming site. That's weird.
And it's some interesting voice actors. Some of these names I don't know, and some of them I do. Aisha was kind of a cute character. I think you give the show a chance. I think you'd like Aisha and Jack-O-Lantern.
Maybe I might give it another try and keep watching it and see. Might just push my way through it. If I can push my way through Bento, I can get through this.
Oh, there's one that we should do a show on in the future. It's Bento.
No,
I need to watch Bento.
No, you don't. No, you don't. It's terrible. Don't waste your time.
It wasn't that bad. Come on.
Yes, it was. It didn't need to be as long as it was.
Sure, it did. Have more action about people beating the hell out of each other over half-price food.
Oh my god. I know. Also, back to Problem Children. What I was talking to you about earlier, Doug, about how they got transported to this world and nobody even seems to care. Like, nobody is concerned in the slightest. In like episode 2, it's like, oh yeah, this is what was a little garden. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go there, and it's like, oh, you know, we were just transported to this new world. Like, who gives a shit? Let's go have tea. Zero concern.
There was other humans and stuff in there, and it's been known to be done in the past. So they're like, and this is normal.
I don't know. I just thought that was funny.
And they don't tell you early on that, you know, all three of them were brought from different times. It does come out later in the show, but like the first few episodes, they don't tell you that all three of them came from a different time.
I thought they pretty much made that clear, though, in the beginning.
I think they did like episode 3-ish, somewhere around there.
Well, that's still the beginning.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
if I knew that, it was the beginning.
Yeah, if you knew that was the first like 3 episodes, I mean, it's not as clear that it's not as clear being isekai as like Zombieland Saga getting hit by a truck, you know. But.
Truckoon. Or was that Saint's Magic Powers, Omnipotent, where, you know, you just walk in your door and it's like, I'm homo. Just kidding. Bye.
I'm home even though nobody's here. Boom.
Yeah, basically.
Or Zero no Tsukaima, where you're just walking with your laptop and next thing you know, you're sucked into another world and all your possessions just hit the ground.
Or Conception, and you're just walking down the street, and next thing you know...
You turn into Nico. And
No.
I actually made it through Conception, too. That entire thing.
We all did, and we don't know why.
Why are we like this?
When you talk to people who worked on the show and they were like, man, I don't know.
Well, but anyway, what else about Problem Children would you really say is there left to cover, aside from the fact that you got an overpowered, basically show off?
With Bakugo energy.
Yeah. I hate that we're using My Hero Academia as a comparison, but that's a pretty fair comparison.
It
Right?
is.
The only difference between the two is pretty much anything Izuyoi talked about, he could actually back up.
And he was very, very intelligent.
Oh, yeah. Also, it was implied in the show, but it was confirmed in the novel. There is one thing you do not do that will make him furious.
What was that?
Do not touch his headphones. That will literally, according to the light novel, that will literally cause him to go on a rampage.
That's another thing with the headphones. Like, I'm pretty sure they don't work in that other world, so why does he just still has them and wears them? So I'm pretty sure they don't work.
It might. I mean, Subaru's phone for the most part still worked in ReZero when he got transported.
And in another world, my smartphone.
Well, that one, God had gifted him.
Well, yeah, that one makes sense.
But Subaru, on the other hand.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, so maybe his headphones still work.
I mean, I think Doug's are working right now.
Yeah.
My random thoughts.
That came from another world. Came from my anus, Connecticut. Wait, what? I like the little laugh there. You weren't expecting that, were you?
Silence.
And speaking of you, she is one of the overpowered characters in there. Yu Kasukabe.
Yo Kasukabe.
Yo Kasukabe. You, however you pronounce it.
Mm-hmm.
She had the ability to speak with animals, and she had a very creative gift. she found herself in some overpowering situations quite a few times, but I thought she added some humility, not humiliation, but some humility. Being humble to the group.
In all honesty, too, I know I said that I liked Calico Cat, but if for picking human-like characters, she was probably my favorite. You probably expected it to be Black Rabbit, but no.
Now, if you had made it to Leticia, I think you would have liked Leticia.
Possibly. Who was she?
The vampire.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I tend to like vampire characters too, so that's a good possibility.
And Riri.
Yeah, she's a fox. I have a soft spot for foxes. But clearly had no idea.
So long as whatever it takes to convince you to finish the series.
It's like there's a vampire and a fox.
And you get to see Izuyoi and the other two play more tricks on Black Rabbit, and even make some funny jokes about Black Rabbit's body.
Yeah. And then Shirayasha gets in on the fun.
Okay, so here's a question. Do you like blue-haired Black Rabbit better or pink-haired?
I don't know. Because it's kind of like asking, do you like blue-haired Madaka better or pink-haired Madaka?
It's like these are serious questions.
I think she was cuter with pink hair.
I thought she was cuter with pink hair also.
I also agree on the pink hair. So.
Granted, she was more pissed off with the pink hair.
Well, of course. The fact that she never went all out in the series was kind of disappointing, just like we never get to see Izuyoi go all out.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure if the light novel is still going or not, but there's always that chance for another season.
Yeah, I mean,
it took 500 years, and we got another season of Devil is a Part-Timer.
And we also got a reboot of Fruits Basket, even though I'm kind of surprised about that one, but from what everyone said, it was one of the better decisions made.
Oh, we also got a redone Shaman King.
Yeah,
that's on Netflix now. I definitely got to check that out.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Devilman Crybaby was done in the past or something. I don't remember.
Was it? Because that was the first time I had seen it or heard about it.
I'm pretty sure it's based. I'm pretty sure it was based off of something in the past. I don't remember.
I'll have to look into that, but that was really good.
But my overall conclusion with the show is they stopped too early. They really didn't get to delve into the full depths of power of the characters, and I don't know if this really matters, but in the light novel, basically, Izuyoi holds his own, if not, I think, ends up defeating an evil dragon. And on top of that, basically his ability is strong enough to extinguish stars. Like, not just planets, but stars.
Jesus.
That's how powerful he is. If I'm not mistaken, he actually punched through an alternate dimension.
Damn.
So when did Problem Children come out?
2011.
Ooh, so I don't know if there's any hope for a second season then.
Well, you never know.
But I feel like a lot of animes do that, though, where they stop it too soon, where you feel like there should have been so much more questions unanswered.
Well, unfortunately, it's mostly determined by the Japanese market. That's basically been confirmed that the Japanese have the push for new seasons more so than the overseas people.
Yeah, well, I mean, that makes sense.
But still, the fact that that was one of the early isekai animes, something tells me if it had been an isekai anime during the time that isekai was really starting to take off, I think it potentially could have got another season. What do you think, Doug?
I think so. I mean, some of these isekais that we're watching, and a lot of people are burnt out by isekais because there are so many of them.
And they keep rehashing the same thing again and again.
So it's, when you keep seeing the same thing over and over again, it gets predictable, it gets boring, even though they try, and I put in parentheses, they try to make things a little bit different. We're seeing isekais with everything from a zombie music group to a pharmacist in another world to smartphones in another world for a harem anime. How many Demon Lord isekais are there? Overlord, How Not to Summon a Demon Lord Retry. I mean, you're just seeing a lot of the same ideas hashed over and over and over again.
And earlier talking with Kayci, that's part of the reason I give So I'm a Spider, So What so much credit, because it was a different take on isekai.
Yeah, see, now that one, like, I'm not usually into isekais, but that one kept my attention, and I really enjoyed it. And Doug, you need to watch that one.
I think you started it.
I did start it. I've watched one episode.
Oh my goodness.
So I have started it. I just haven't, because of a lot of other things going on, a lot of other shows I've been watching, I just haven't gone back to it.
So yeah, if I can get through that one, I know you'll like it.
Sometimes.
I
mean, I got through Bento and you were like, man, that sucked.
Yeah.
But we all have those shows that we have started
And then
but never finished.
Oh God, I have like a whole list of those.
I mean, I just logged into High Dive, and like front and center, Review Starlight, I haven't finished.
I never started that.
I'm probably 3/4 of the way through it, never finished. I've started Demon Slayer, probably 6 episodes in.
I've watched it multiple times.
Shame.
Demon Slayer was really good, and the movie was good.
I haven't seen the movie, but Demon Slayer is still overrated. Not as much as My Hero Academia, but it's overrated.
Yeah, I still like it.
I mean, it's not like I didn't like it either, but still.
I mean, I agree, like, a lot of shows like that are overhyped, but it's like, I still like it, but I'm not going to go, like, absolute crazy about it.
Yeah, because it didn't blow up until that one scene in, like, episode 21. If it wasn't for that clean CGI, nobody would have probably made as big a deal about it as they did.
I feel like a lot of shows, too, that's something that bothers me, like the overuse of the CGI.
I'll admit,
choppy and terrible in a lot of anime.
I'll admit, Spider did have a lot of bad CGI in there, but at the same time, it was still tolerable.
Yeah, at that level, it was. But I mean, that's like what was that other one? That DJ one?
D4 DJ.
Yeah, like the entire thing, or at least from what I saw of the first episode, everything was that terrible CGI.
Worse than Berserk 2016?
I haven't seen that.
I haven't either, but it's always the one thing that people go to when talking about bad CGI.
Oh, God, I can't stand the terrible CGI. But they do that to cut costs because it's cheaper.
Now, getting back to Problem Children, I would say overall storyline, I know you've only seen 3 episodes, so you probably can't contribute too much to the storyline, but on a 1 to 10 scale, 1 being it sucked, 10 being it was amazing, where would you rate, and I'm going to break it into some different categories with storyline, characters, enjoyment, things of that nature. But storyline, where would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10?
From just for me, or from what I just saw?
From what you just saw, I know that you kind of lost interest after 3 episodes, and it gets better.
I mean, if you say it gets better, I only saw 3 episodes. I don't know if I can actually give that one a rating. I don't know if I what's the word I'm looking for.
You don't know if you could give it a proper rating based off of
Yeah.
the limited selection that you've seen.
Yeah, I don't think my rating would be fair.
So, Darren, what would you, for a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate the storyline of Problem Children?
7.5, because it has a lot of potential to it. It's pretty good as it is. Are there some plot holes in it? Of course. Is it perfect? No. But does it have a lot to build on? Yes. Would I give it higher if the series had actually continued in the anime? Most definitely. But as it sits right now, it's still got a decent enough storyline to make it conclusive for a first season. So all in all, I'd say a 7.5. I was satisfied with it.
I would give it a 7. Like you said, there are some holes in the storyline, but the idea was kind of neat. Yeah, it was an isekai, and then you have to remember, okay, it came out. The U.S. release was 2014. The Japan release was January 11th, 2013 to March 15th, 2013 for the anime.
That was 2013. I was thinking 2011 for some reason.
It was January 11th, so that's where the 11 may have come in. But when you look back and say, okay, this came out, in 2013, 2014. So this is before the huge isekai boom of 2017, 18, 19, 2020, 2021. It was a little bit ahead of its time for the isekai curve, so I give them credit for that because they didn't copy other storylines at the time. But at the same point in time, if you're watching it now and you've seen 50 isekais, I might put this one in the top 15, top 20 isekai list. It's definitely not a top 10 for me. I can think of other ones I found more enjoyable. But the storyline itself was pretty good. Characters, again, 1 to 10. And I know, Kayci, you haven't seen all the characters, but you got to see the main ones. How would you rate the character selection, the group as a whole?
From what I've seen so far, I'm gonna say somewhere around 4 or 5. I feel like these characters are very generic. Like, I don't feel like there's anything about the first characters that come in the first few episodes that really sets them apart from any other anime.
Okay.
You look like you had to process that.
Well, because like I have I have the behind the voice actors page up with all the characters' pictures and stuff, and it's like I had to remember about where you stopped as to who you've seen. So you've basically seen like Izuyoi, Black Rabbit, Asuka, Shirayasha, Jin, and Yo.
Yeah, that's...
Some more memorable characters do come in beyond that point.
Well, yeah, but that was just rating it from what I've seen for the first few episodes.
Oh, and you've seen Galdo Gasper with the sharp teeth, as you said.
I feel like I've seen that character somewhere else, though.
He looks like he could be a Dragon Ball character with that hair.
No, he doesn't.
Dude, the hair, he does. Or My Hero Academia. He looks like a really badly drawn All Might,
No. Hey, what's his name again?
It's Galdo Gasper. Galdo Gasper. What about you, Darren? For the character selection, what would you rate that?
Yet again, probably a 7 or an 8. I think the characters were interesting for their time period because, granted, I did watch this after it came out, so it was still fairly new to me, and probably why it stuck me with a better impression than a lot of people that may have seen a lot of isekai nowadays may not really give it a second thought because they're so used to the overpowered anime characters in isekai nowadays. But the fact that you have an overpowered isekai anime character that A, knew he was overpowered from the beginning before he was even transported there, and B, the fact that he will go out of his way to pick fights and then can more or less actually win them, and also just enjoy himself while he's there and making the most out of the situation he's in. That's props to him. And then also the other supporting characters. They, I have to say, they have their own unique traits. I think they were written well enough for me to like them. And I definitely see a lot of room for character development. But like I said, which was cut short due to only having one season. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely some of the better thought out characters, especially considering the time frame it was released in.
I would give the character selection, I mean, some of them were generic compared to isekai of today. But when you take into fact that it was a 2013 anime, and I did watch it a long time ago, as opposed to just rewatching it again this week, you know, the characters were fun. Some of them were adorable. Some of them were annoying. Kayci had made the reference of Izuyoi having Bakugo energy. He is like a Bakugo before Bakugo came out with My Hero. So I guess you could say Bakugo has Izuyoi energy.
Yes, the only difference is he can't always back up his bark.
No,
he can't.
Black Rabbit is cute and annoying. She's cute and annoying at the same time. She's kind of, you almost say she's kind of like a tsundere in a weird way.
Mm-hmm.
So she was kind of annoying. I will give her props because I like bunny girls, but she was on the annoying side.
Jin is, I will agree with Jin being your basic boring character.
Mm-hmm.
He's very undecisive. Even though he's the head of the no names, he's easily, directed by Izuyoi. And I know Izuyoi is doing it to, make Jin a better leader and looking out for him. It almost appears like Izuyoi takes Jin under his wing as like a little brother to be like, all right, dude, this is what you need. This is how you become a real man. This is how you become a real leader.
Yeah, with all the perverted antics included.
Yeah. The perverted fun between Izuyoi and Shirayasha adds a good comedy aspect to it. So that was a good connection between characters there. But like I said, overall, I probably give it like a 7 or an 8 because the characters were fun. There were some adorable characters. May Run, who we haven't really talked about, which was this little like nymph fairy character who comes in later on. She was adorable. And
also Shirayasha herself. I don't know if you remember them mentioning this, but she actually took a power downgrade when she became a floor guardian.
Yep, I remember hearing that. And then, of course, you have Riri, the little fox girl, which Kayci likes foxes. She's got to watch more of the show to see Riri.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I might have given the characters or character designs like a little bit higher of a number had I actually seen it when it first came out like you guys did, without seeing like so many other isekai since this came out.
And finally, I know that you can't give it a honest rating where you've only seen 3 episodes, but the show as a whole, where would you rate that, Darren, on a scale of 1 to 10?
I think I have it rated on my anime list as it's either a 7 or an 8. I forget what I have it rated at, but I'd definitely be leaning toward the upper 7 into an 8 because all around it was a good isekai show for its time. It had a lot to be expected. It was pretty well written at the time, and just unfortunately left such a huge hole for character and world expansion. And honestly, I wish they would give it another chance, especially since the light novel, I can't remember if it's still ongoing or if it recently ended. But there is so much more to that story that I would love for them to animate.
I would give it, low to mid sevens, in my opinion. After rewatching it, granted that may be watered down a little bit because of all the isekais that we have seen in the recent years, but I still rate it highly. I would put it on a you should watch, and when you watch it, remember it's a 2013 anime that preludes the watered down isekai of today. So this is one of those paving the way of isekai shows. So it's not like, oh, this copies the idea of X, Y, and Z, because it probably came out before X, Y, and Z. So that being said, knowing that it's an older isekai show, I give it, a 7, probably I'd say 7.5, because it was very enjoyable. Some of the characters are adorable. Some are lovable. Some are hateable, which you get in most animes. It does include everything from the big tittied rabbit girl to the flat lolly. Few of those in the show. Cute, adorable vampire girl. You have the fox girl. If you like anthropomorphic characters, there are plenty of them in the show. Everything from the fox girls to cat girls to lizard men to you name it, it's probably in there somewhere, if not a main character. It does show up in like background scenes and stuff through the different through the different cities and stuff. Also, some of the lore that they talk about, like the Piper of Hamelin and things of that, I think that was really well done to put into perspective of there's a hidden story behind a legend. And you need to find out what that story is. You need to bring it to light. And I give the fact that it's not like the game wasn't the final game, and I'm sorry if there's spoilers here, but the final game wasn't just you have to kill people. It was discover the truth of this legend, what really happened. I think they added a neat twist, which you don't see in many animes, especially combat style animes, where it's not just who's the strongest, but you have to use knowledge, you have to use your smarts, not just the physical muscle, but you have to use the brain muscle as well to figure out some of this stuff. And the way they go about doing that, I think, was pretty neat, and I give the creators credit for that.
Yes, and the fact, and yet again, adding to the already OP presence that Izuyoi gives, not only was he physically strong, but he was also I would say his intelligence could rival that of Sora and Shiro from No Game No Life. And I really think, thinking back, that I don't know if they were being written around the same time, but I kind of feel like No Game No Life could have taken inspiration from Problem Children or vice versa.
I think No Game No Life came out in like 2014.
True, but the source material, when they started...
that's true too. So that's the anime.
Japan release for the anime was 2014.
Well, yeah, but the light novel looks like 2012.
Okay. And Problem Children was what year? For the light novel?
Hold on. Tell you in just a sec. 2011.
Okay. So Problem Children could have very well had some influence with No Game No Life.
Yeah, that very well could be.
Because the more and more I think about it, the more and more I see the connection between the two. Especially with how the games were established.
And the light novel original run was April 1st, 2011 to April 1st, 2015, with 12 volumes.
Well, if you look down, there's another one listed saying it's still going.
And then it looks like they may have redone it to where it says June 1st, 2015 to present. with 8 volumes, so it still is another light novel, Last Embryo. So I'm not sure if that's a spin-off or a continuation.
I don't remember.
So how does the anime compare to the light novel? Is it pretty true, or?
From my understanding, because I haven't read the light novel, even though I need to, it is fairly accurate. But like with so many light novel adaptations, you can't get all the good stuff into the movie. I mean, everyone knows that a movie adapted from a book, you can't put everything in there.
Yeah.
But from my understanding, the show was fairly accurate to the light novel based on what I remember. And like I said, there was a lot of room left for more content for that show, but unfortunately, due to the time it came out, we may never see more of it. Because I really wanted to see the animation of Izue versus Azidaka, the evil dragon.
That would be interesting to see. We are going to call it here, where we are over 50 minutes, closing into the hour mark. I hope you enjoyed our review, our thoughts on the show. And like I said earlier, if you have ideas of shows you want us to do in the future, you want us to check out a show and review it, throw it down in the comments. We will read the comments, see what you throw out there. We'll see how many shows we can get to. We're going to try to make this a weekly thing here on the channel of Anime-Zing Radio. Of course, watch us on Sunday nights when we have our live show, Anime-Zing Radio. We have awesome guests coming up, including cosplayers, artists, and voice actors. We're also have another show that we have started to do called AZR Off Topic, which is going to be a sporadic show that we will upload. I want to try to do it weekly, but where we're getting into a busy time, it may be a bi-weekly show where we could be talking about anything non-anime and comic related. We had our first episode up recently, which was an interview with the president and co-owner of AGL Discs for the disc golf world. In the future, we're looking at doing paranormal, maybe some music, maybe landscaping. It could be anything that strikes our interest. So definitely check those shows out as well. I want to thank Kayci and Darren for joining me tonight for talking about Problem Children Are Coming from Another World. I hope you enjoyed their points of view of everything that went on. And I hope everybody has a wonderful night. Until the next show, keep watching anime. And let us know what you liked in the comments. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here. Like the video. Let other people see it. And we'll see you again in the future.